What's up, everyone? Oh, look at that. I got ink all over my hands. How you doing? Colin Egglesfield here. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Colin. As you can tell, I am not at home, and I don't have my coffee because I've already had like 4 today. I am in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm in a hotel room here, and I am doing this special episode of Coffee with Colin because I've got a couple of special guests with me tonight. And we are going to be talking about a really exciting, fun fan experience that we are going to be doing on June 24th through the 26th. And this fan experience is called Ramadrama. Now, you may not have heard of Ramadrama yet, but now you are hearing about it. If you haven't heard of it for the first time, this is the first time you're going to hear about it. And we're going to be talking about what Ramadrama is. Now, Ramadrama is a fan experience like no other. So you know how there's Comic-Con and there's other fan experience conventions where you can come and meet your favorite actors. This is Romantic Comedy Convention Con. And we have the producer of it, who's going to be on here tonight, one of the co-producers. And she's going to be sharing with us the whole genesis of Ramadrama, how it came about, and who is actually going to be there. And one of the actors that is going to be at Ramadrama on June 24th through the 26th is one of your favorite actors that you have seen all over the TV screens and on the silver screen. He is someone who I met a few years ago, and he was working on 90210, the reboot, when I was doing the reboot of Melrose Place. So that's when I first met this handsome gentleman. And he's going to be down there in West Palm Beach because that is where Ramadrama is going to be, along with approximately 20 other of your favorite actors from Hallmark, Lifetime, GAC, and a bunch of other networks. And we are going to have an amazing weekend. So this is an awesome experience for you to come down to West Palm Beach on that weekend. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of really cool, fun things, and we are going to be talking about it tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to bring to the screen the co-producer and founder of Ramadrama, Miss Gabrielle Palmer, and you may know him from several other TV shows and a bunch of amazing things that he's been doing. You've seen him in Nantucket Noel, Marry Me at Christmas, USS Christmas. This guy has the monopoly on Christmas movies, and he's got a couple of projects coming up that we're going to be talking about, and you may know him again from 90210. Please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trevor Donovan and Gabrielle.
Hey guys.
Hi guys.
As you can tell, probably tell, I'm in my truck. I had a little sound issue at my house with construction, so I took everyone out to the peninsula in Newport Beach. So I hope you enjoy the weather.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, Trevor. And this is, it's all about being agile and adapting. And here we are doing an interview from your beautiful, you're in Newport Beach?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, you got a great, cool tan going on. I should join you out there and get.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I've been out surfing past week, and just until we turned this on, I didn't realize that I'm a little pink and red and brown and all sorts of colors. So.
Or sun-kissed.
Colin,
yeah,
rubbing it in. I didn't realize I was out at the beach surfing and I had this amazing tan.
Yeah, Gabrielle, you're always beautiful and tan. So I was just trying to warm the ladies up for Mr. Trevor over here. But yes, Gabrielle, you look beautiful as always. And we got the opportunity to meet each other a few weeks ago at my first Live Inspire event in Chicago, and it was great to meet you and your partner with Ramadrama, Sarah, and we are so excited about being able to come down there to West Palm Beach on, again, June 24th through the 26th. So we'd like to just kind of start out by asking you, Gabrielle, how did this whole fan experience Ramadrama come about?
So Sarah and I have been best friends for over 25 years. We actually met in the Atlanta airport, sitting across from each other, dressed head to toe in like the same exact outfit. We were both on our way on a cruise to interview a country artist named Brian White on like this VIP country cruise where it's all these country fans, like huge, like super fans, there to meet like Lone Star, Brian White, and this other artist named John Conley. So our entire relationship is rooted in fan and like this super fan VIP experience. So we went for my birthday back in 2018 to Wizard World Comic Con because we're huge Outlander fans, and we just wanted to hang out and like not be moms and not be wives and just kind of hang out and do the girlfriend thing. So we went to Wizard World, and as we were walking through, it was all of these women surrounded by like cosplayers and Pokemon and sci-fi, and it was just like it just didn't fit. And as we were walking through, like, there's nothing like this for women. Why isn't there anything like this for fans of this space? So we went to the bar and we sat at the bar and really began to outline what is now Ramadrama Live, a boutique, upscale, elegant fan experience for fans of romance and drama. And that's really how it came about. 25 years of friendship evolved into this.
Awesome. Amazing. And see, this is what happens when you just, you strike up a conversation with a complete stranger, and you never know what can happen when you just get out of your comfort zone and try something that you may never have thought would ever be possible. And here we are, how many years later, and we're all going to be able to get down to West Palm Beach to be able to share this incredible experience with so many people. So thank you for that, Gabrielle. We're very grateful that you actually put this together, because it's been 2 years now that we've all been kind of cooped up, and I think so many of us are ready to just get back to some normalcy and just to meet some of the people that I haven't seen you, Trevor, in quite a few years. So it's going to be a great time to just kind of reconnect and have a great weekend together. And
we've been through evolutions of this show since 2018. We've reinvented this show probably 5 times. We've had to cancel because of COVID 3 or 4 events. And then finally we were able to pull the trigger in Franklin, and we were right on the cusp of Delta. And we were like right in the sweet spot where there was, no COVID spread and everybody was safe. And, between where we were last year and where we were this year, you're very inspirational. The whole root of your platform is inspiration. And where we were last year, we had no relationships with celebrities. We had no relationships with networks. We had no relationships with media. It was just Sarah and me in a dream, just trying to grow it. And thank God for Trevor. Trevor was the very first actor. He came out for us in such a huge way. And early July, like, we called Yanni and we were like, hey, do you think maybe Trevor might come and do media for us in Nashville? And Trevor flew to Nashville for like 3 days, and he carried equipment and he opened doors and he talked to fans and he did like 10 interviews for us. And he was just like, I get emotional when I talk about it. Like, Trevor is the most spectacular human being like any of these people will ever meet. And he's really one of the big reasons that our show has been successful, because Trevor stood up for us and he allowed us to use his name and his voice. And we're just grateful.
That is the sweetest thing ever, Gabrielle, first of all.
I'm serious. Like,
the way you worded it, it's like I sacrificed. You invited me to be part of your event.
Yeah.
You invited me out you flew me out.
We did, but you did it for free. We didn't pay you.
Right, but just meeting you and talking with you and getting to know you and seeing your passion for it, it was a no-brainer I was going to come out and promote it. And it went so well, especially, like you said, considering the situation, considering the COVID and the time. And, we had to cancel that, or you had to cancel that one in Dallas first because of the COVID lockdown. And it was just the persistence that you guys had to get this thing pulled off. And in my personal opinion, there couldn't be many better towns to have the first one in than Franklin. If anyone's ever been to Franklin, Tennessee, it's like its own little Hallmark movie. It's like a set it's like a Hallmark set. And I gotta tell you, Colin, I know you haven't been to one yet, but the fans there, the sincere passion that these fans have for these movies and how much it's touched them you're not gonna be able to get out of there without crying. It's a really, really cool, very personal event where you actually get to meet one-on-one fans and get to hear stories of how much these movies have touched their lives and or helped their mother or their sister or someone who was sick, or just being able to bring families together. It's a really cool event. So back to your point, Gabriel, you invited me into this, and I appreciate it. It's been nothing but a positive thing for me, and I can't wait for West Palm Beach. It's gonna be a party.
Yeah, and I think we've all been to a bunch of these events where it started when I was on All My Children, going to these fan experiences where you're up at a table and they kind of just shuffle people by and you sign an autograph, take a quick picture, and then it's like, all right, move on, ladies and gentlemen. We got to keep it moving. And what it sounds like with Ramadrama is that there's just more time to actually hang out, get to know, and like you said, Trevor, just really hear people's experiences, because that's what I love to hear about when I hear how one of my shows or movies or something that I did impacted someone's life in a positive way. Because we don't always really see what that looks like, because we go to work, we go into the studio, we shoot for 12 hours a day, and then we come home, and we don't always get to get that immediate fan reaction or know what kind of impact that has on people. So this is a really great experience, and thank you again, Gabrielle, for having this vision of putting something like this together, because it does sound like it's going to be an awesome event. And just real quickly, because we obviously want to be able to promote the event, people can buy tickets right now by going to ramadrama.com, right?
Ramadrama.com. We have multiple ticket opportunities. You can buy a single day ticket, you can buy a weekend pass, and then depending on how inclusive, like all inclusive you want your package to be, we have gold and platinum ticket packages. The platinum ticket package, it's a higher price. It's $800, but it includes 5 autograph and selfie combos. It includes a 5-minute private off the floor. Like, we don't really limit your time when you come up to a celebrity table. We do not usher people through, but a lot of people want a more intimate experience. We kind of call it celebrity speed dating, where it's off the floor, it's behind a curtain, you're at a little bistro table, sitting across from your favorite celebrity for 5 minutes, and there's nobody sort of pushing behind you, like wanting to know when it's their turn. So
you may or may not get a foot massage from this guy.
You may or may not.
Yeah.
May or may not.
I think we should talk about your thing on a live broadcast.
Wow.
My thing.
You give good foot massages, huh?
Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
But that'll cost you an extra $200. That's like the little secret VIP tier.
It goes straight to Trevor. We don't take a cut of that. That goes straight to Trevor.
Well, I do the whole back. I mean, I don't know about you, Trev, but I just go for the whole thing. I walk on your back. I'll give you a head massage, like you name it. I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, look, you're putting yourself in a position now. Huh?
Yeah. But in addition to all that, we are doing something fun that's called Acting with the Stars on Saturday night, where you're going to have the opportunity to, we're going to invite a few people up on stage where we're going to reenact some scenes from some of your favorite movies from whatever it is. So I'm going to be emceeing that part of it. Trev, would love for you to be part of that part of the event.
I've already committed him. Like, he doesn't
right.
know.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'll do some acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's great, so we're picking fans out of the audience. So if you buy a ticket and you come, like, you have a chance to go up on stage and read a scene opposite Trevor, opposite Ryan, opposite Colin. We're trying to get Kristen Booth or maybe Brittany to come. Like, you can read opposite these people, and Jeff Fisher is going to be there. So maybe we can get Jeff to come up and maybe direct the scene. I don't know.
I have a quick question, since I was kind of aware of this, but so for detail, I don't know if you figured this out. Where are you going to be? Are you going to have little scenes printed out and set up? Do you already have them selected? Where are they coming from? Like, what movies? Have you figured all that out yet, or are we going to wing it?
So what we're going to do is whoever's going to be a part of it, we're going to ask that actor to bring a couple of their favorite, most well-known scenes from any of their projects. So Trev, you pick whatever, maybe like 2 scenes from a couple of your favorite projects that you've done, maybe that some of your more well-known projects that you think a fan may want to reenact with you. so that you've
Okay.
got one hand, and we'll have copies of those. We'll have those printed out for everyone when they come up. They can actually decide who they want to act with, and then they get to pick whichever scene of the two that we have. So,
All right.
yeah.
I'll find them for you. Don't worry.
So I think my one scene is probably my two scenes are probably the scene where I asked Ginny Goodwin why she didn't tell me she was in love with me back in law school. And the other one is the scene where Erica Kane asks why I tried to poison her and kill her. And I find out that I'm her transplanted unaborted fetus. So I don't know. We may change those, but I'm thinking those are the two that I'm probably going to bring. And if you're confused about that, you're just going to have to come to RomaDrama to find out that
There you go.
transplanted unaborted fetus story.
And also, as a bonus, like we're recording, like we're gonna record all of these, even like Karaoke with the Stars, Acting with the Stars, Colin's Inspire Summit, all the panels, recording everything. So not only are you gonna get to participate in it, but then you'll get to relive it because you'll be able to watch yourself.
Very cool.
So
there you go. Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to get up on stage unless you buy the add-on ticket for Saturday night and go.
Yes, so, exactly.
Just saying.
So if you don't mind, Trev, I'd like to, like normally when I interview my guests on Coffee with Colin, I like to kind of know their backstory and how you got into acting. And was this something that was always a dream of yours? And in terms of your acting career, what challenges did you have to overcome to be able to get to where you're at in your career?
Well, to answer your first question, it was definitely nothing that I ever thought about ever as a kid. There wasn't even the opportunity. I grew up in a little town called Mammoth Lakes here in California, little ski resort town. I think we had a drama department in our high school, but I wasn't a part of it at all. I was painfully shy. My parents to this day just don't even recognize me as a person. So, I mean, it's been nothing but a positive thing in my life, getting me out of my shell. But how I got into it, I was finishing art school in Los Angeles. I'd moved there and didn't know a single person. I somehow got into modeling for a few years. And my modeling agent started sending me on commercial auditions. And I walked out of 4 or 5 of them in a row, because I couldn't say my own name in front of a camera. As soon as the camera went on, I'd freeze up and shake and freak out. And they said they were going to drop me unless I got over this. There's no reason in sending me out if I can't even talk. So they sent me to some acting classes, which I started at a place called Anthony Mandel's Actors Lab and Meta Theater, which has since, and when I started, it was one tiny little studio. It's since blown up. Now he's global. Here, New York, Toronto, London, all sorts. So, it was a process. I didn't even enjoy it at first. It was terrifying. I was so terrified of even speaking in front of people. But it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, I love it. I love it more than anything. So to your question about what I needed to overcome, it was myself more than anything. I was terrified. And I still, every now and then, I can feel myself regressing into that little shell that I have to battle out of. But it's been nothing but positive. I mean, it's improved my way of life. It's improved my communication, improved my relationships. So acting has been like this heaven-sent thing that I never saw, nor did my parents ever see me ever getting into. But I'm so grateful for it.
It's funny that you say your parents don't even recognize who you are right now, because I would say everything that you just said is identical to the way that I experienced acting and growing up. And I was painfully shy, except for, I love to play sports. So that was kind of my way to connect with other people. And
that was mine as well. Sports were my avenue.
Yeah. But put me in front of a camera or put me in front of the class, just start hyperventilating and but what got me out of it was, you went to art school, you mentioned. What drew me to this whole world was the artistry of it. And when I first started out, like you, I got invited to this model competition search thingy. ended up in Europe and just being around these incredibly artistic designers and photographers and stylists, like just being immersed in this world of just immense creativity. That's what I loved about it. And being in front of the still camera, that was cool. But as soon as you put the video camera on, it was like, oh shit, now they're going to like, this is going to be recorded forever. And what if I say something stupid? And what if like, and all that fear and those nerves of being in front of people would come up. And like you, it sounds like it's, you know, acting has been an incredible experience because it's gotten you out of your shell. That's exactly what it has done for me. And that's pretty much why I've put together this talk show, why I wrote my book, because on the other side of that, there's amazing things that just can make your life so much better. And that's why I asked, what were the challenges that you experienced? Because those things are in the way from you actually fulfilling on your dreams and your goals. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, I could never do that. You do movies, you do TV. I could never do that. And I'm like, how do you know that? How do you know unless you try? And this is why we're doing this. And that's why I'm so excited about having people come up on stage at Ramadrama just to see what that experience is like, and to, get you out of your comfort zone and just to try something that you've never done before. Because I meet so many people and this is how I grew up too. Like, we are our own worst enemy when it comes to going out there in the world and pursuing things that we know in our heart that matter to us. But it's those survival little mechanisms that kick in, and that little voice in your head that says, nope, don't do that. What if you fail? What if people, think you're stupid or
yeah. And when you switch perspective and you think about it logically, you're like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I mean, I had an easier time jumping out of an airplane or racing. I grew up ski racing downhill, and those are physically terrifying things with physical consequences, tangible consequences that hurt in hospital time. And I've spent a lot of time in the hospital, and I was more afraid when I first started acting class. I remember the day where where you stood up and introduced yourself, and I remember sweat dripping off my eyebrows into my eyes, shaking. Mm-hmm. I remember my first audition where I didn't even look up from the paper, and it's just I remember the sound of it shaking, and it's just like it, and I'm breathing hard. And the casting director, bless her heart, Nan Dutton, who was a casting director for CSI Miami, I got done with my first read, and she goes, "Oh, honey, you're adorable, but you are just not ready for this." And I'm like, I know. Can I go home now? And I just went back to class, and it was like this hurdle that, in hindsight, I don't know why I kept doing it, because I didn't like it at first. It was too much. It was too scary. It was I wasn't progressing, and somehow, some way, I got over some hurdles, and each little hurdle, it was almost like surfing or golf, where you're like, that one shot or that one wave makes you come back for more. That one little bit of like, oh, I like that feeling, or oh, I hooked into something, or I got over this hurdle, this obstacle, and it kind of became addictive to keep.
Didn't you tell me you wanted to be a stuntman, Trevor? Isn't that what you wanted?
Well, yeah. So just because of how I was raised and all the sports I did, and the ski racing, and snowboarding, and rock climbing, mountain biking, all that stuff, it was just more natural that as I was taking acting classes, I'm like, if I'm going to be in front of the camera, I want to go like jump off of stuff and do fights. And I had a good friend I grew up with, her name's Cheyenne Ellis. Her dad was one of the original guys in Stunts Unlimited, Brand X Stunts. He went from stuntman to stunt choreographer to director. He directed several movies, Cellular, Snakes on a Plane, one of the Final Destinations. He passed away several years ago, but I'll never forget, we were sitting on the beach in front of his house in Malibu, and I was talking about, I was going to this gymnastics place to do free falls, high falls, and do all this stuff, and he stands up and he starts limping around. He's like, look at me. Do you want to end up like this? His knees are all bow-legged, and he's all broken, and he's like, you need to focus on the acting, and you can do your own stunts. So he was actually responsible for me to start shifting my focus into acting, and I'm so grateful for it, because you get to do it all. So.
Yeah. And what would you say is the reason why you love acting now? Like when you say it's addictive, what is addictive about it?
I wouldn't consider myself much of a performer, because I'm not too keen on getting up on stage or doing big things, but I love working through scenes with one other human being and finding connections there.
Yeah.
You get to put yourself in people's shoes in situations that may be dangerous in real life, or hurt someone in real life. You get to experience things without consequence, and you get to dig into those emotions, and you get to put yourself in other people's shoes without actual real life consequences, but still have those experiences, and you gain more understanding of different people's perspectives. But that connection you have with someone in a scene, where you can really feel it clicking, and you can really watch it back and go, wow, that's effective. That's doing something.
It's magic.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, have you ever acted?
I grew up on stage, singing, dancing, acting. Okay. I had my first solo performance on stage was in front of like 25,000 people when I was like 6. Yeah, so I grew up singing, dancing, acting. I've been performing my whole life. I moved to Nashville thinking I might want to get in the music business, and then saw firsthand what artists experience, and the road life, and just sort of the entire, music's very different from acting. And living in Nashville for a while, I was like, yeah, that's not me. And I got into the business side of it in concert promotion. But it's kind of funny. You guys came out of your shell, and I like kind of climbed back into mine. I was like, yeah, this being in the spotlight isn't for me. But I'm terrible at self-promotion, but I can promote the hell out of anybody else. Like, I'm really good at that. So, but yeah, I grew up on, like when I was 4, I would walk up to people just randomly on the street and be like, do you want to hear me sing? And they'd be like, sure, little girl. And then I'd like belt out Tomorrow like I was on a Broadway stage. And yeah, my parents love to talk about it. I just walk up to strangers and ask them if they wanted to hear me sing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, wouldn't have done that. I would have never.
No.
I'm shy. I don't know if you noticed this. I'm super shy. I don't like to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's so many different roles that are essential with putting any sort of TV show or movie onto the screen. There's so many different departments, and I've met so many people who came out to Hollywood to pursue their dream of being an actor, and then for whatever reason, they fell into editing, or they actually realized that directing was more of their calling, or they were more comfortable writing. And the thing is, though, they made the move, they made the leap, and sometimes people don't even do that because they're afraid that if they do it, and if they set out to do something, if it doesn't work out, then they consider themselves a failure. But what I've always loved about that saying is it's not failure. Some of my acting teachers would say, when you go into the audition and you don't get the job, it's not failure. It's feedback, because whenever you get out there and you actually take action towards pursuing anything, you're going to get feedback that is going to tell you whether it's the right thing for you or if it doesn't feel good. And like for Trevor, for you, you said it didn't feel right for the first, few years that you were doing it, but obviously you had a few of those moments where you were authentically connecting with another human being. And that's what I love about acting, because out there in the real world, it's tough to connect with people. It's really hard to, really find people that you authentically connect with on that deep level, because everyone's putting out the best version of themselves and like, how you doing today? Oh, I'm great. Everything's fine. Everything's amazing. And then you're like, really? Because, I can tell that, no, everything's fine. Okay, I'm not doing it. Like, we all put on these like fake fronts because we're just afraid of if people get to know the real us, they're not going to like us and they're going to run away. But what I've learned is that the only way you are going to truly connect with people that matter in your life are if you do let your walls down and you become vulnerable. And that is what acting has taught me, and is a big reason why I continue to do it, even though it is so freaking difficult and it can be soul crushing when you're going on audition after audition and you constantly hear no and no and no. So I guess my next question, Trevor, is when you are auditioning for so many projects, do you ever get to a point where you're like in your career where you're like, you know what, screw this. This is too much work. It's too much trouble. It's too much, I don't like having the fate of my career in the hands of other people. Have you ever gotten to that point where you were just like, something you wanted to keep doing?
I've never had the I'm going to quit thought, ever.
Okay.
I mean, once I got to a certain point, I guess, I think 90210 and my learning experience on those 4 years really showed me that this is what I love. This is what I'm doing. This is, no matter how it pans out, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. But I will say that periodically I get I'm so sick. I get the thought I am so sick of my fate being in other people's hands.
Yeah.
And part of doing these new romantic comedies, romantic dramas, working with Hallmark, now with GAC, and them being open to bring my own projects to them. I've started producing. I've started meeting people who are making our own stuff, coming up with their own ideas. And that's where you start to gain this like sense of freedom and sense of control over your future. There's always going to be other people making decisions on different projects that you audition for. I just was up for a new TV show, new pilot on ABC I thought for sure. And it was between me and one other guy. And I just lost it last week. And it was one of those, a month of auditioning and a month of like, you're our first pick, you're our first choice, da da da. And I thought, and it was the coolest role, this cowboy, like, and it's hard not to leave that to leave that experience, that rejection. You've got to take into consideration, wow, I made it this far, and there must be something there, But it's hard not to go, well, forget this. Like I'm sick of, like you said, other people responsible for my future. But keeping moving and keeping your own projects and stuff going, at least for me, keeps my head on straight, keeps me motivated, keeps me, good outlet, good perspective. So yeah.
I think we should start a fan petition.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Get them to change their mind.
Well, and just like with anything else, one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.
Other things have come up since, but it's hard when you put that much time and effort and hope into something, and then it just kind of goes, nope, maybe next time.
And so, do you have a process on how you get over that kind of soul crushing, heartbreaky part of the business where you wanted something and it didn't work out?
I guess for me, it's just experiencing that rejection for so long, because it's, vast majority of auditions you do not get. So it's just that preparation, and also keeping, while going through that audition process and hoping for the best, hoping for that job, still keeping part of your focus on other things you have going on, other projects you have going on, other things, lining up other things, just in case, just keeping more plates spinning and not putting all your eggs in one basket, and realizing too that who knows if it would have been a great project? Who knows if I would have enjoyed myself? I enjoy the process, and it was a studio and networking people I haven't gotten in front of before, so now they know me, and so there's that. I mean, when I got 90210, it was because the casting director had seen me in an acting workshop.
Really?
And I kind of came to mind. So it's those past interactions with people that could potentially lead to a job in the future, and it's just all life experience and work experience. So
you ever kind of like live in the timeline, like you have to like stay in the moment, like kind of like what you said, like this was a pilot, right? So what if it wouldn't have been picked up? What if you would have spent all this time and then it wouldn't have been picked up and you would have had to pass on the next great thing? Like I'm a big believer in everything for a reason, right? Yeah. Like everything happens at a certain time. You don't see it right now, but in a week or a month or a year, like you're going to see, oh, this is why I didn't get that, or this is why it didn't work out.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
You know, and at the end of the day, I got 90210 because for some reason the people writing it and everything, I was the guy, you know. I'll be completely honest with you. My first two, you know, it was a 3 or 4 audition process finally until I got to the test of the network. And my first 3 auditions were great. And when it came down to the wire and it was like, okay, you're going to test, you're going to be in front of everybody that matters, I couldn't get through the scene.
Really?
I was, I got in my own head and got in my own way again.
Yeah.
Luckily, fortunately for me, not only was what me, for whatever reason, was what they envisioned, but also they had my tapes where I did do a good job. But it was kind of meant to be, you know, and since then I'd met other guys that were in the running for that role, and they're like, oh, I was this close. And so we've all been on both sides of the casting. So, you know, and it's really hard not to sort of go, you know, see a project or see a role that you were up for and get a little jealous, you know. But it's also a practice in mental strength, emotional strength, and you know, rooting for people and realizing, well, if I'm up there, I hope people are happy for me too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Gabrielle, from the producer side of it, obviously there's a lot of hurdles and challenges to creating anything. What would you say are some of the biggest hurdles that you've overcome in fulfilling this dream of bringing all of us together for an event like this?
I mean, the most obvious is the financial challenge. I mean, producing one of these it's a huge undertaking. And especially when you're creating something in a space where it's like you can't go to a bank and get a loan. There's no bank on earth that's going to fund anything like this.
Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of actors together. Give us a bunch of money. Like what?
Right.
What do you mean?
Traditional investors are like, they're focused on real estate and SPACs and like all of these like financial products. And, you know, live events are a risk. You know, your first 2 shows, you're loss leaders. And it really, you know, in a time of COVID, you know, nobody wants to give anybody money to do a live event. So our first big challenge, our first big hurdle was funding. And Sarah and I ended up self-funding our first project, like completely. And the second is reaching the fans, you know, and I think I've probably said this to both of you at one time or another, and all of the actors who are part of the project, we can't reach your fans adjacently. You know, we started like this time last year, we had 200 Instagram followers and we're trying to sell tickets and we couldn't get our messaging out, and, you know, and just finding sort of that right platform and reaching the fans and building the fan loyalty, because there are other events out there that aren't produced the same way we produce ours. It's not the same quality. It's not the same, intimacy, you know. It's kind of that churn and burn, like you said, like the soap, so a lot of the soap stuff, a lot of the big box conventions where they have 10,000 people through a day. You don't have the time to sit and talk to either one of you or share your stories or make that emotional connection. So it's building the fan loyalty as well. But we found a really incredible group of fans. We have really wonderful, loyal fans who have turned into good friends, you know, who are out there fighting for us and spreading the word. And, you know, you guys are so generous with your platforms and with your fans and talking about your experiences. So those are the real major challenges. And then the other things are like, oh, the ticket prices are too high, or, oh, it's in West Palm Beach. Can't you come to like Roanoke, Virginia and do a show here? Or it's in West Palm Beach. Can't you come to Orlando? Well, no, get in your car. 2.5 hours, you know? So, I mean, it's, but finance and fan base, you know, proving yourself to your fans and turning a profit so you can evolve and keep going and turning it into bigger shows. You know, this is a business. As much as we all want to provide an opportunity for the fans to meet you guys and spend time with you. I mean, it costs money, so we have to charge tickets. And I'm sorry, you know, I would love to do this for free. I'd love to be independently wealthy. And if I were, I think I'd just do this, you know. But we do give back. We've raised almost $35,000 for No Kid Hungry. And I'm going to be coming to both of you for experiences to donate, so we can continue to raise money. We have a new goal. It's $50,000. And No
tell
Kid.
Tell us about the charity.
So No Kid Hungry is, so it feeds hungry kids. It's exactly what it says. It's a US based charity. It reaches at-risk kids across the United States in all communities. And, you know, it's one of those charities where the majority of the donations go to the kids. It doesn't go to the overhead. Kristen Booth, you guys know who Kristen Booth is. Start Inside, Seal Delivered. This actually all started with Kristen this past fall. Signed, Seal Delivered wrapped, and Shane and Oliver got married, and Kristen came to us. She's such an incredible human being, and wanted to give something back to the fans, but also wanted to add a charitable element to it as well. And Sarah and I were looking for a charity, and it just dovetailed. She's donating Shane's wedding dress. So that's how it started. You can donate $10 and you're entered into the drawing. $5, any amount of money. Like, we have no limit on the amount of money that you donate. You don't have to be present to win. And we just started building. Tyler Hines just came out last week. He's donating his time. We're doing a cocktail reception with Tyler and 10 fans. And he's got some behind the scenes fun stuff that he's going to share in addition to cocktails. So
Awesome.
start thinking about what you guys want to do, because I'm coming for you.
All right. Well, I think I heard something like 20% of the kids in the United States go to bed hungry every night or something like that. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just, it's insane to think that in this day and age that that's still a thing.
To wake up, to go to school, to have your only nourishing meal be at school, and then go to bed hungry, wake up hungry, and start the cycle all over again. It's it's something that not many of us can imagine, but there are far too many kids out there who experience this on a daily basis. You know,
well, there's another
amazing
reason.
Yeah.
Another amazing reason to get a ticket to Ramadrama, because not only are you going to be able to come and see Trevor and get a foot massage, but you're going to be helping kids.
I said may or may not.
Okay.
Yeah, and the auction, the online auction, and the donations, all of that culminates at Karaoke with the Stars on Friday night. You have to buy a ticket to participate in Karaoke with the Stars. It's $29.99. A portion of ticket sales, in addition to the money that we're raising online, a portion of the ticket sales to Karaoke with the Stars goes to No Kid Hungry as well. So you guys better start thinking about your karaoke songs.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Devil went down to Georgia.
Trevor and I are singing Islands in the Stream. I don't know. It just popped in my head.
What is that?
Yeah. What is that?
What?
Islands in the Stream?
What?
Colin, are you with me on this one? I don't.
Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers? Are you freaking kidding me? Who are you people?
I don't know. I got friends in low places. That's kind of where I'm at.
No wind to hold on. No wind to walk away.
Hold on.
This chat is going to blow up with hate for the both of you in about 4 seconds.
Hey.
Okay. Well, we can't wait for that rendition. Yeah. And just so, Gabrielle, there's quite a few of my viewers are entrepreneurs or are thinking about starting a business. They've had a traditional job and are ready to venture out on their own to start something new. But there is something to the entrepreneurial mindset that is different from the traditional mindset of going to school, getting a job, and, you know, having a retirement fund that you hope that there's going to be enough money there when you retire. And a lot of the times you're just basically making money for other people. Whereas the entrepreneurial mindset is you look out into the world, you see a need in the marketplace, and you feel like you have an opportunity to fulfill that need. But that there's a bit of risk to that. There's a whole lot of coordinating. There's a lot of unknowns and uncertainty that scares the shit out of people. What would you say are some of the things you've learned or that has drawn you to that entrepreneurial type of ventures out there, as opposed to the traditional way of making a living,
right?
The 9 to 5.
Well, I worked in entertainment for 25 years. I was in concert promotion, and I worked for magazines. I worked for record labels. And you're right. It's that grind where it's always someone else's passion. It's always someone else's money. It's, you're doing something for someone else. Sarah and I are both now single mothers. And I feel like when, for single moms out there and for women out there, I feel like some of us grow up with this mindset, or we grow up, just sort of believing that someone will be there to catch us, that, we'll get married, we'll be home. I've always worked, but it's just always sort of been this in the back of my mind. And then suddenly you're single, and suddenly you're looking at these babies, and you realize you need to provide not only for yourself, but for their futures, and you need to build stability. And so I think that was the big motivator for Sarah and I, not to mention this dream that we had. We're fans. We love these movies. We love you guys. And to be able to bring this to life, once you get that fire, but it's exhausting, and it's terrifying, and it's painful. And you will lie in bed awake more than you'll sleep. You'll lose half of your hair. People will tell you you're insane. They will question your every move. They will tell you, they will set time frames for you to give up and get a job and do what you should be doing and do what's required of you. But having faith in yourself, having belief in your abilities, belief in your vision, to push through all that, and for better or worse, prove to yourself and everyone else that you can do it. And I think it takes a very stubborn person and a very focused person to be able, in spite of people that, fortunately, I have the love and support of the people closest to me, but there are a lot of people, and there are people on the fringe of me who are like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, nobody's going to do that. Nobody wants to see that. You're going to lose all your money. Your alimony's running out. What are you going to do then? You're going to be up against a wall, but when you believe in yourself, you can't focus on the no's, because if you focus on all of the stumbling blocks and all of the hurdles, then you're just going to continuously be stuck in the what ifs and in the no's.
And don't you just love when people give unsolicited advice? You should do this, and you should do I didn't ask, but people they mean well, but what they don't realize is that we don't think of life from a perspective of what can I do to be safe. We look at it from what can I do to create something that's new and innovative, and we look at what's possible. We as an entrepreneurial mindset, what excites me about it is knowing that there is that possibility of failing, but that's why I've always been drawn to sports. There's that possibility of losing the game, but that's why you play it, because you don't know what the outcome is. And for some people, sometimes that insecurity can be too much, but I think, there's calculated risks, and then there's stupid risks. And I would say, as an entrepreneur, what I admire about you, Gabrielle, and your business partner, Sarah, is that you have taken these calculated risks. You've put in the work, you've put in the time, you are cultivating an amazing group of people. And I mean, it is a lot of work what you are doing. And that's why I admire the hell out of you, because
thank you.
It's not just like, hey guys, let's rent a hotel ballroom and get a bunch of actors into a room. There is so much that goes into this. And that's why I so respect what you guys are doing. And that's why I encourage anyone out there who's wanting to not just meet some amazing actors, but come and meet Gabrielle and Sarah and find out if you're thinking about starting your own business or thinking about doing something on your own. Come and talk to Gabrielle and Sarah. And I mean, this is your opportunity to come and be inspired to do that, because I'm also doing an Inspire workshop on Sunday, which is all about massive goal setting. We're going to be doing a yoga session in the morning with
Kristen Booth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that starts early in the morning. Then we're going to do our Inspire session. And then we're going to be having someone who, if you're into astrological signs and all that fun stuff, we're going to have someone named Renee, who is, she's an expert in that space of astrological readings and that sort of thing. So it's going to be, I mean, this whole weekend.
She's amazing. And I just, like, you know, astrology goes back like pre-biblical times. And it's amazing how, like, if you talk to her, and a lot of people are like, yeah, astrology. Okay. Like, I'm an Aquarius. That's cool. There's so much more to it than that. And she's so profound in her translation of sort of when you're born, the time you're born, where you're born, and sort of the trajectory of your life. And it'll blow your mind. So we're going to be posting more about that later.
Yes. Yeah. Trevor, are you into astrology at all? Or like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, Mercury is in retrograde, or this is the time to do this.
Right.
Do you believe in any of that, Trev?
I mean, I've looked into the, you know, the signs and sort of, you know, I've read the general description of my sign, and it pretty much sums me up. Every once in a while I'll look at one of the daily horoscope things, which isn't as accurate, but I'm not real well educated as far as sun sign, moon sign, retrograde, planets lining up. But I got an open mind. I mean, you're definitely piquing my interest.
I think I'm going to try and connect Trevor and Renee.
What's your sign, Trevor?
Libra.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Is that the scales?
Yeah, it's the scales.
Okay. So would you say you're pretty balanced?
Maybe that's the one part that isn't that accurate.
Well, Libra is, so your sign is.
I'm always searching for balance. I would definitely say that. I'm constantly searching for it.
I wonder what your rising sign is, Trevor, because your rising sign is how the world sees you.
How do you find that out?
Your birth information.
Okay.
Renee will hook you up. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my tarot cards next. This is gonna be great.
But I've got to find out like what time of day or night I was born. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask your mom. She knows like now.
No, we asked me before, and she does not know.
But you gave it to me. I have it somewhere.
I have my birth certificate at home. I'll go check it out. I'll figure it out.
These are the conversations Trevor and I have offline. I'm like, hey,
I know. Well, and in my mom's defense, my mom was in labor for almost 48 hours with me, so she didn't know where she was.
Well, dude,
by the time
I mean, I'm sure you were a large little baby when you came out. Like, I mean, how tall are you? 6'4"?
No, 6'2".
6'2". Okay.
He's only 6'2".
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with astrology, you know, there's certain signs that you're compatible with, and supposedly your opposite sign on the zodiac is your most compatible sign. You ever heard that?
Yeah, but there's so much to it than that.
There's more to it than that, yes. But from like so I'm an Aquarius, and the opposite on the star sign or on the zodiac is a Leo. And it's crazy. Like every Leo I have ever met, I've always gotten along with them. It's like, it's crazy. Whereas like some other signs, then there's air, there's water, there's earth, there's fire. And so just, you know, I don't live my life by this stuff like Nancy Reagan did supposedly with like making decisions, helping President Reagan make whatever. Right. But it's interesting, and it's going to be a fun time for you to kind of learn more about who you are. And that's what this event is a lot about too. And it's all about rejuvenation as well, because here's another special fun thing we're going to be doing is that there's a company called R3 Stem Cell, and we're going to be setting up a stem cell and an infusion bar where you can get some vitamin B shots. You can actually get some stem cell infusions if you want. Stem cell therapy it's new. It's it's been around for quite a few years, but it's new in terms of people learning about it and knowing what the benefits are of it. When it first came out, there were some ethical concerns. People were worried about, using embryos as the precursors to these stem cells. Now it's all placenta and umbilical cord, where no babies are harmed in the processing of stem cell therapy, and it is exploding around the world because of the health benefits that this provides. So this is an opportunity for you if you are dealing with any sort of ailments. I've been doing quite a bit of research on this. I've actually gotten 2 stem cell infusion sessions myself over the past 2 months, and my eyesight has improved. My asthma has almost completely disappeared, and it's an amazing opportunity for you to come down and also learn more about some stem cell therapy as well, if that is something that you want to check out. Or if you just want to get like a vitamin B shot or a vitamin C, some antioxidants and that sort of thing. It is amazing. Athletes do this, and a ton of other people from all over the world are now taking on to this. Have you guys heard much about stem cell therapy and what the properties and benefits are?
Well, I actually went and visited the R3 stem cell people down in my neck of the woods down in Del Mar last week. Wait, what day is it? What day did I get it done?
Thursday.
Several days ago.
Yeah, Thursday.
And I got the infusion and I got 2 local injections in my shoulders. I can't tell you how much energy I've had. My skin looks better. I mean, immediate results in the first week of the infusion. So they did the IV drip with the units of stem cells in it. And I still do. I feel great.
How are your shoulders?
They're fantastic. I'm taking it easy to allow it, to allow the healing to really set in, and but everything feels fantastic so far. So I mean, and I've been aware of this for quite some time. I have some friends some fight friends and things that just swear by it, ex-athletes, and like you were saying, Colin, it's no babies were harmed in the process of the stem cell infusion because they take it from umbilical cords. I mean, it's just it's a pretty incredible thing.
And they're donated. They're not like pulled out of
exactly
delivery rooms. Like they're like mothers who are like, here, use it. Here, take mine. Yeah.
So it's mothers who are under the age of 35 and they have the full consent. So obstetricians. My dad was an obstetrician, gynecologist. This was after my father's time of being a doctor. But what they do is they ask if women want to donate their placenta or umbilical cord to be able to help people with being able to receive stem cell. And so they donate it. And then there's these companies out there like R3 that process the stem cells and then teach doctors how to administer it, what the protocols are. And it's really amazing stuff. I had an injection into my elbow. I had some tennis elbow, and within 2 weeks, it's amazing.
And it's like ultrasound guided as well. So it's not like they're just going in blind. Trevor told me that after he called me after he had his done, and he's like, they used ultrasound. It was very high tech. Very amazing. So I just have a question for people like me who might be a little like injecting anything into my body. I'm one of those people that they're like, the side effect on this is your arm falls off, like 1 in a million people. I was that person, right? Like I have weird reactions to things. Like I just do, like my whole family does, like my mom's side of the family, just weird stuff. So talk about side effects, possible reactions. Like I know you know a lot about this, Colin. So
yeah. So because it's not chemically altered in any way, it's a biologic. So the FDA regulates food and drugs, and this cannot be denied or advocated for because it's not a drug, it's not a food, but the stem cells are processed in an FDA regulated laboratory. So it is all completely, it's all regulated with medical boards approve of it because they actually give credit to doctors who come and learn these procedures and these techniques. And so when I had it, I felt some like warm, I felt like kind of warm and flush, but and then like that whole week afterwards, I slept better than I've ever slept before. But in terms of side effects, I mean, it's a biologic, and because there's no markers on it that would make you, like, if you inject something that is foreign to your body will reject it, and you may have an immune response to it. Whereas stem cells, those protein markers are not there with these type of stem cells. So there's no side effects other than, I mean, you may feel warm, you may feel flush.
But that's from what?
Off.
That's for the warm flush is from, Trevor, we talked about it.
Well, I discussed, I think, is that from the citric acid, the vitamin C?
Well, there's glutathione, which is antioxidants, vitamin B. It's a whole soup of nutrients and vitamins that are a part of it. So it's not just the stem cell. And if you want to learn more about it, you can go to r3stemcell.com. So they're one of the sponsors of RomaDrama. So I'm learning more about them, and I'm actually starting to work with them on the side of advocating for this. And that's another one of the reasons why I'm here in New York City, because I'm actually starting to do my own research and meeting with some doctors here in New York City that actually administer stem cell. And I was just talking to a doctor here in Midtown, and he was telling me how he's treated patients with COPD, where it completely helps rejuvenate lung tissue and any part of your body that is experiencing any inflammation or discomfort. Stem cells go to whatever part of your body is inflamed and can turn into whatever cell is necessary in order to repair and rejuvenate those areas of your body. I'm still learning a lot about this, so I'm not an expert in this by any means. Well, from what so Kathleen Francesca, who's going to be down there at the event, she is the director of R3 Stem Cell, and she's going to be down there so she can answer more of your questions when you come down there. And again, you have the opportunity to actually get an infusion yourself to see if this is something that is something that may benefit you.
Yeah, and you guys have a clinic in Boca, so the physician from the clinic is going to be coming up.
Awesome, very cool, very cool. So again, this weekend is going to be more than just coming in meet hunky dudes like Trevor, and it's going to be an amazing weekend of just, it'll change your life. I guarantee you, this weekend is going to be an incredible, fun-packed 3 days. So again, go to ramadrama.com to get your tickets right now. And I know we're wrapping up here, and I just wanted to ask you guys a few quick questions that I love to ask all of my guests when we are wrapping up the show here. So the questions have to do with Hollywood and movies and actors. So you guys ready?
Ready.
All right. So first question is, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Gone with the Wind.
Trevor.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Amazing.
There's a fantasy there of cowboy. Yep. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. And
what do you love about Gone with the Wind, Gabrielle?
It's the movie itself I love, but it was my mom taking me to see it when I was 6 at the Ohio Theater, and we got dressed up, and there was intermission, and so it's sort of a tradition. Every time it's on TV, my mom and I sit and we watch it together, and Rhett Butler. So,
of course. And what was your favorite movie growing up as a kid?
Beastmaster.
What is that?
What is wrong with you people? Did you guys not grow up in the 80s?
Beastmaster?
The Beastmaster, Mark Singer. Oh God, Google it. I don't know.
Trevor, do you know this movie?
I mean, it rings a bell.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Not necessarily in my scope, but yeah, it rings a bell.
Kids have to know what Beastmaster is. How did you two, who grew up in the era of Beastmaster, not know?
This?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Wait, where did you get that?
that looks like you, Trev.
Oh my God, that's why
It's like
Donovan.
it's like a He-Man type Conan the Barbarian thing, yeah?
Yeah, man. Oh,
I
look.
could have said Dolph
Look.
Lundgren's He-Man. I could have said that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You should do the remake of Beastmaster, Trev.
Sign me up.
Oh God,
What's up? Yeah.
please. Rip
Awesome.
Torn, Mark Singer.
And how about you, Trev? What was your favorite movie growing up?
I mean, the first thing that pops into mind, I really was into Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
I think just that, you know, the floating, the hoverboard, the having skateboard and stuff, and the flying, like, it was like this look into the potential of our future that was really cool
Yeah.
as a kid. That and probably like Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
And I can't
know.
wait to see the new Top Gun.
Yeah, I heard it's amazing.
Pretty badass.
Tom Cruise flies his own freaking jet.
Dude, that's insane.
That's a
man.
lunatic.
You know, Trevor's manager, Michael Yanni, who's awesome. We love Yanni. He worked for Val Kilmer.
Really?
He's like in his documentary and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, Colin?
My favorite movie growing up, man, Top Gun is up there. Definitely up there. My favorite movies of all time are Gladiator and Dead Poets Society.
Okay. Yeah.
Solid.
Love those movies. Yep.
Yeah, Gladiator was awesome.
Yeah.
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 That's a good one.
And next question is, what is your favorite romantic comedy?
Something Borrowed.
Oh, wow. What a great answer.
And Marry Me at Christmas.
Ah, yay! That's my movie.
Sorry.
Oddly, this came up on my radar. The Holiday, Jack Black,
Oh, yeah.
Clive Owen.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm not. I wasn't, especially at the time, I wasn't a big rom-com guy or anything. But for some reason, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Awesome. And what is your favorite comedy?
The Ref. Have you ever seen The Ref? Tell me you've seen The Ref with Dennis Leary.
No, I haven't seen it.
I give up on you people. Jesus.
I've heard of that one. I mean, at least I've heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
You need to Google these movies. I'm giving you like.
Yeah, we need to make a list.
Yeah. We have to have a
We
movie
need to
night.
make a list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, when The Hangover came out,
Yes.
that was so funny to me. That, and I don't know if you would consider, The Hangover. The Hangover. Let's stick with that one.
Yeah.
How about you, Colin?
Favorite comedy. I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell. So Anchorman, I'd have to say is up there.
He's so amazing in The Ladies' Man. Did you ever see The Ladies' Man?
Mm-hmm.
He's so great in The Ladies' Man. Oh, he's so
Haven't seen that one. Man, I had no idea what you're talking about, Gabrielle.
Colin, I thought we vibed at one
I
point.
think you're making up these movies.
I am. Okay, so The Ladies' Man it was a skit on SNL, and then it became a movie.
Okay. Again, we're gonna have a movie night.
Trevor, back me up on this. You know what
Yeah, who's the other actor in it from SNL? There's one, right?
Yeah, it's like all SNL. The entire cast.
Yeah.
Wait, was it like Night at the Roxbury?
Kind of, but not.
Okay.
The Ladies' Man, and he had like
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's been a while. It reminded me of Happy Gilmore too. Happy Gilmore was a fun
Billy
one.
Madison.
Yeah, those are some good stuff.
Never heard of that one, Gabrielle. I don't know. I think you're making these up.
I am. Just
Really?
kidding.
things, just to mess with you.
Okay, moving on.
People are Googling now.
Who is your favorite male actor or male character in a movie?
I don't know.
Gosh, are you gonna go first?
I had so many going through my head.
My favorite is Tom Hanks. Anything he does.
Okay. Jeff Bridges.
Ah, okay.
Just.
Yeah.
Did you see Starman? He was so good in that.
Yes, I
You
did
saw
see that one. I saw that one. That was a great movie. Yes, love Starman. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
How about you, Gabrielle?
I don't know. It's a tie between Colin Egglesfield and Trevor Donovan for me.
Oh, good answer. Good. I mean, I don't know.
You had to say that. You're sandwiched in between us right now.
I mean, can somebody take a picture of this? Because I don't know when this is ever going to happen again in my
I'm
life.
going to take a screenshot.
Like, this is the
I think it's going to happen in about a month, a little over a month, probably.
Yeah.
I want this picture in real life.
We'll get to do
In
this.
person.
Yeah, in life.
Mhm.
We got some pretty good suggestions here in our chat as well. By the way, it's Tim Meadows. Heather Huff said Tim Meadows was in Ladies Man with Will Ferrell.
Ah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's funny.
We've got Cricket Melendez says Trevor Donovan is her favorite actor.
We love cricket.
Hi, Cricket.
Hi, cricket.
What's up, Cricket?
I saw Sandra pop on and Kimberly Sanka popped on. I saw them a while ago. We love them.
Yeah.
We're the greatest friends.
Awesome. And finally, who is your favorite actress or female character in a movie?
I'm getting all these texts right now with screenshots. Thanks, guys. I love you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jackie. I don't know. Vivian Lee in Gone with the Wind is probably one of the most iconic performances of all time.
Yep. I think you're right.
For a long time, I really liked Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Something about, she was very, I don't know. She was, I haven't watched anything in a while, but that's kind of the first name that comes to mind, Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's great. Yeah.
How about you, Colin?
Yeah, you know what? I've always, obviously, Meryl Streep is someone who is like the benchmark for female acting. Kramer versus Kramer is just a phenomenal movie. But I love Cate Blanchett. I love Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, yeah.
Cate Blanchett in The Gift she was so incredible. Did you see The Gift with Katie Holmes and Greg Kinnear and Keanu Reeves?
Never saw that one. I think you're making that one up.
She plays a psychic. It's like a murder mystery, and she plays a psychic.
I think you're just making up what the movies you want to get made, but they're never actually been made.
I've got ideas. Just talk to me.
You got a ton of them,
No, you've got some. Yeah, I swear to God, Gabrielle, we're gonna have to do movie night. So we're gonna have to just watch all these movies. Like you brought up some great suggestions.
We're starting with Beastmaster.
And Julia Roberts, of course, too. I mean, who could?
Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
And Julianne Moore.
Oh yeah. I mean, we could go on. Which we will go on and on at Ramadrama on June 24th through the 26th. And guys, thank you so much for taking the time to be on Coffee with Colin. Had a great time chatting with you. And anything you want to share with the fans to let them know a little bit more about Ramadrama before we jump off here?
I just just want everybody to know that, especially for acting with the stars, I meant to say this when you were talking before. It might feel intimidating, the thought of getting up on stage with Colin and Trevor and Ryan and Andrew and whomever else is going to be up there. But I just want to express how incredibly gracious and kind and loving these men are. They are so just welcoming and loving, and nobody's gonna think you're an idiot, and nobody's gonna make you feel weird, and everybody's gonna love you and support you and just be excited that you have the opportunity that you have. So don't be nervous for your meet and greets. People talk about fainting couches, and they talk about how scared they are to meet you guys and what am I going to say to you. But I think even, you know, just doing this, the three of us just talking, like, you guys are so kind and you have so much to say and you're so engaging with everyone. So I just want to allay the concerns or the hesitations that people might have about coming or doing the extra things because they'll feel weird or embarrassed. You guys, all of you guys, Ryan, Wes, Andrew, Tyler, you're just amazing human beings. And I love you all. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited. Nadine Armstrong is asking if while we're doing acting with the stars, will there be any nude scenes? Well, Nadine, you're just going to have to come down and see for yourself.
If you pay Trevor a little extra, he might.
You couldn't pay me enough to keep my clothes on.
When is Trevor dressed? That's the best part.
It's beach life. Shirts, no shoes, you know.
I mean, maybe we should just do an impromptu Chippendales performance. What do you think?
That might sell tickets.
Yeah.
I'll start working on my act.
I'm reading the whole show right now in my brain.
Yeah.
New marketing coming Monday.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys, for being here. I wish you my best. Can't wait to see you guys in about a month's time now, right?
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah. Awesome.
In it to win it, guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being here, guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Thank you, Colin.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Trevor.
Bye, guys. Another awesome episode. I know it's been a few weeks, and it's great to be back here, and hopefully you guys can make it on June 24th through the 26th. Again, all you got to do is go to ramadrama.com, and it's going to be, again, an amazing opportunity for you to meet some of your favorite actors. If you go to the website, ramadrama.com, you'll see all the other actors that are going to be there. And truly, it is going to be more than just an experience to meet your favorite actors. There's going to be so much there. It's going to be a ton of variety. And like we said before, just a lot of different opportunities for you to not only connect with fans, but meet other people. And also maybe get out of your comfort zone a little bit to participate in acting with the stars, karaoke with the stars. Again, we're doing a mini workshop of my Inspire event, similar to what we did in Chicago a few weeks ago. We're going to be doing the Inspire event in Temecula, California in September. And again, this is all in line with being the best version of yourself. So I know some of you may be a little shy about getting out there and pursuing things that really matter to you, but life is short. And if there's one thing that I've learned in life is that when you do get out of your comfort zone and you do get out there and try new things and meet new people, I'm telling you, it is one of the best experiences in life when you know that you are realizing and fulfilling what really matters to you here. Because a lot of times we live our life up here in our thoughts. And this is where all the anxiety, all the stress, and all the craziness happens in our life. When one of the things that acting has really taught me is that when you can connect with people from here, from your heart center, and fulfill on life and pursue the things in your life that fill up your soul, that's when life really gets exciting and fun and fulfilling. So this is an opportunity for you guys to come down for this weekend and to get reconnected to not only your friends and meet new friends, but get reconnected to yourself. And once you do that, man, I'm telling you, anything is possible in life. So can't wait to see you all. Have a great rest of your week, and take care for now. I'm going to go wash my ink off my hands and go have a nice dinner here in New York City. I'll see you all very soon. All right. Take care.